Alright guys, this is Luke here, and this is a Royal Rumble 2012 prediction video. Actually no, it's not a prediction video, it's a preview video. I didn't mean to say that. And it's a preview video because I don't really want to kind of say, oh, I think this guy's going to win. I got a very kind of love-hate relationship with predictions, because it's kind of like, I think he's going to win the Rumble. It's like, will he run the Rumble? I told you so. Good on you. It's like, what do you really get out of it? I love the surprise element in wrestling sometimes, not knowing what's going to happen. But, it is fun to predict, as a wrestling fan, I do admit. But, I'm just going to give you some thoughts on the Rumble match this Sunday. It seems like all signs are pointing towards Jericho winning the Rumble, which would be awesome. But I just want to talk to you a bit about that. Pros of Jericho winning the Rumble. He would make a lot of it. He would make the most out of winning that Rumble. He would squeeze that kind of stat, he'd squeeze the most out of it. He would shove it down our throats for years until the end of his career that he won the Royal Rumble. He sees opportunities like that and makes the most of them. Two, it would just be cool to see him win it. He's never done it. It'd be another thing to add to his resume. And three, it would lead to a very big match at WrestleMania. Hopefully with CM Punk, could be with someone else. But cons, I think, is because it is just taking it off his resume. I feel like recently it's kind of been about that, maybe a bit too much. I was thinking about it. If we just go back now. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to get my thoughts together, because I actually made this video before and I had to turn it off. I'm kind of repeating myself a lot here, I think, but I'm not sure because I'm just... Anyway, so if we go back about 11 years to Rumble 2000, let's just start there. We got The Rock winning. He was already pretty established by that point, but 2000 was the year, I think, where he really exploded. He really came into prominence in like 98, late 98 and 99, but I think 2000 was his year for sure, and that really helped that Royal Rumble win. 2001, Austin won the Rumble. He didn't really need that. He'd already won the Rumble before, for one thing, and two, it was just to get him in the main event with The Rock. But it did make for an interesting story, so that was okay. 2002, Triple H wins the Rumble, and it is kind of like, just another thing for Triple H to win. It fitted well with the WrestleMania storyline. And that's the thing, when they book the Rumble, the winner of the Rumble, they are thinking about the road to WrestleMania, not thinking about the big picture and people benefiting from it. They're just thinking about telling a good story leading to WrestleMania, and I'm all for that. But I also think you can still do that while building a new wrestler. Obviously, you can't do it every year, but I think there's been a lot where it's kind of just been like bigger names who don't really need to get that win at the Rumble. 2003, Brock Lesnar, that was justified. 2004, Chris Benoit, that was brilliant. That really made Chris Benoit a huge main event star. It was a long time coming for the WWE to push him into that kind of spot, but that was a great Royal Rumble performance, and that was a perfect example of the Rumble doing a great job of building someone up and creating an interesting story leading into WrestleMania. 2005, we had Batista winning. Again, that really worked well for him at WrestleMania 21. 2006, Rey Mysterio. I'm kind of neither here or there on that one, because Rey is now a bona fide main event star. You could put him in any main event in the drop of a hat and he would fit, and he wouldn't seem out of place. And that Rumble match really kind of helped that. And I think he was in the Rumble match the longest, longer than anyone. And it did lead to him winning the world title. But anyway, I think that when you get to 2007, you got The Undertaker winning. Again, probably my favourite ending to a Royal Rumble match, but Taker didn't really need that win. He could have won number one contendership another way. But I did like it though, because it's a love-hate relationship with me. I think that an up-and-comer should win it, but then when a big star does win it, it becomes interesting. Like when Taker came out and he was looking at all three champions to decide which one to face, and that was really cool. 2008, we got Cena winning it. Didn't really need to do that. It just seems at this point it's like, well, he hasn't won it yet, and he can put it on his career list of achievements. 2009, Orton again didn't really need to win it. It was just kind of, well, it is always storyline basis. I'm sorry, this is a really horrible video, but I don't know. It's hard to find the right medium, I guess, of someone who doesn't need to win it, someone who does need to win it, but also creating an interesting story at the same time. 2010, Edge winning the Rumble. I think that I think I didn't like that one. I like the moment. I like, oh yeah, Edge, that's great. You know, I love Edge. Glad he's won the Rumble. That was a cool moment. But everyone kind of already saw it coming. It was reported and stuff like that, and it was like, oh, well, we knew he was going to win, and then it didn't really. I don't think the feud of Jericho really got going before they actually cut it off. You know, and the WrestleMania match was awesome, but I didn't think the build was that great. Well, I did like the whole spear stuff and everything. But anyway, that's beside the point. 2011, Alberto Del Rio, up and comer. He wins the Rumble, but I don't think he really kind of lived up to that. I'm not really a big fan of his. So I guess either way, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think Jericho should win it just because he definitely doesn't need it. Whereas someone like Wade Barrett does need it. And I don't even like Wade Barrett that much. I wouldn't really pop for him winning or anything, but I think that he should win, definitely, because he's had such a great role recently going along. He's been in the WWE for about 2 years now, and I think he would really benefit from the Royal Rumble match. And I think he would really utilise it as well and tell people about it and shove it down their throats, just like Jericho would. And there's almost, I think the kind of the rumours is like Orton, Barrett, or Jericho, and I think Orton winning it would be terrible because he just doesn't need to win it a second time. I don't like anyone winning the Rumble 2 times. I think the only time it's happened before is Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and those are 2 of the biggest names in the history of the business, so that's kind of excusable, you know. But I mean, the Royal Rumble made Shawn Michaels' career. I mean, that was when he really, really kind of went into the stratosphere. I think when he won those 2 Rumbles. Same with Austin when he won 97 and 98. So yeah, I think the Royal Rumble is very important to a superstar's career, especially when they win it and they go on and you know, make a bigger career for themselves at WrestleMania. I think The Miz and Sheamus also have an outside chance. I might have already said that, I'm sorry, but I'm doing this video for a second time. Quickly to it, the other match is Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, Big Show. I think Mark Henry's going to win. I don't think they're going to keep the title on Daniel Bryan. I just don't see them doing it. As much as I love Daniel Bryan, he's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, actually. I don't think the WWE are going to keep the title on him. Although I've been loving what he's been doing recently. I love just his character and the way he's kind of built himself up. I think it's been brilliant, and you know, he is getting more personality now, and it's fitting and it's working. But I think they're going to take the title off him. I don't think they're going to put it on Big Show because apparently there's this match with Shaq that might be happening, and I think that probably is going to be happening. So I think it's going to be Mark Henry and maybe like Orton or something at WrestleMania, which would be awful, but I think that might be what happens. I really wish they put Daniel Bryan in the title picture, whatever happens at WrestleMania, but I just don't see it happening. In fact, I could even see him not being on the card at all. After last year's bitter disappointment, I'm not holding my hopes up for anything of Daniel Bryan even being on the card, unfortunately. I don't have enough faith in WWE. So yeah, I think that probably Mark Henry's going to win that match. Although I'd love to see Daniel Bryan retain, but if he does, he'll definitely lose it at Elimination Chamber. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Cena and Kane, I don't know where the hell they're going with this. I don't know if they're going to turn Cena heel. I've always said that they never will, but if there's ever a strong enough hint, it was this past Monday on Raw. I don't think they will, though. I don't think they'll turn Cena heel. I don't know if they're going to put Kane over and keep him really strong and maybe face The Undertaker when he comes back. I don't know if Kane's going to get just, you know, squashed by Cena and we're going to get Super Cena, building him up for The Rock. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Punk and Ziggler, again, I don't know what's going to happen. I could see Ziggler winning, and I think he'd be a very deserving winner, Ziggler, but I would really like to see Ziggler not win the title for maybe another year. I really think they should hold off on this guy because this guy is special, and I think that the moment of him winning the title should really not be rushed. But you know, I hopefully Punk wins because I think he should keep the title to WrestleMania at least. But I don't know what's going to happen. There's people been talking about maybe Ziggler will lose and then go into the Royal Rumble. That could happen. That would be awesome. You know, imagine that, Ziggler going for like 30 minutes with Punk, losing in a great match, and then entering the Rumble at #1 and going all the way to the end. I mean, that would be like the biggest marathon run in the history of the WWE, and I think he could pull it off. I think he could. But anyway, that's my Royal Rumble preview. Yes, thanks for watching. I'll be putting up a few more, looking back at the Royal Rumbles. I'll be watching a few more, and putting up some more videos, and of course there'll be the live reactions video, probably posted on Monday as well. So a lot of Royal Rumble videos this week. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing and liking and everything, and keep checking out my videos. Cheers.